Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Elseworlds Exchange. I am Sal, and I'm joined today by my lovely and talented co-host Joel and Jason Inman from the YouTube channel Jawiin, which you can find in the description box below this video. Click on it and check him out and watch all the amazing videos by him and the lovely and talented Ashley Victoria Robinson. Yeah. So today we're just gonna.
So glad to be here.
Great to have you, man. And
happy to have you.
him because we're gonna be seeing a little bit more of him than usual. I'm very excited about it.
Probably too much.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. The audience will let us know. They are not shy about letting us know what they like, and more importantly, what they don't like.
Yep.
So let's jump into it. Today, we're just going to be doing an audience Q&A. We're going to talk to you guys, answer your questions. We're going to get really deep and personal and talk about comics, probably. God only knows. You guys are the in charge of the show.
You're steering the boat.
Yeah. So before we do, let's talk a little bit about the first question that was posed by Red Samurai, where he asked about Earth 1, and Jason raised a good point, which I really liked, and it was about how I wish Earth 1 books came out more regularly. I guess it's just because they put like really top-tier talent on it, and they take a long time to make those books, and that's why they're not on monthlies. I guess that's what it is. I mean, it's just...
Well, I can see that, but like, man, like the Superman Earth 1 Volume 3 came out, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
3 years ago? You're telling me J. Michael Straczynski doesn't have time in 3 more years to write another 90 pages? Get out of here.
I mean, like...
Yeah.
He's busy trying to get the Sense8 show back on.
Right, I don't know what
there you
the
go.
hell Straczynski might be doing, but I know it ain't right in comics. I know that made everybody really sad when he made an announcement he was gonna quit. And I was like, I remember people were like, Sal, what's your take? And I'm like, he didn't quit. He said he would, but that means that he's just not writing them for a while, because nobody quits comics.
Just when you think you're out, they pull you back in.
Like, if DC really wants an Earth Volume 4, they'll ask Straczynski. He'll say yes, and then he'll write it.
Yeah, he'll do it. It's kind of like Straczynski was also announced for the Aquaman Earth 1 as well, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Francis Manipool was the Flash one, I believe.
I think you're right about that.
Artist and writing.
Yeah, they announced those. They announced both of those like 2 years ago.
Yeah, we heard like a huge list of them. I think we knew about Green Lantern before it came out. We knew about Aquaman. Of course, they were talking about Batman Volume 3, which is going to be even further back because of Doomsday Clock, which is also being delayed. So good luck ever seeing Earth 1 Batman Volume 3.
Yeah,
a Wonder Woman sequel too. Whenever Grant Morrison is ready for it.
Like that.
Well, that's actually coming out in July.
Oh shit, that's good.
They finally like got a date for that. Thank God.
Good. Because that one was the most delayed, the Wonder Woman one, because it was supposed to be Greg Rucka a long time ago, and the word is that the reason he was in the outs with DC was because they gave it to Morrison when they promised it to him. But now he's back in the family.
Do we have like a secret theory that Year 1 Wonder Woman Rebirth was originally Earth 1 Wonder Woman?
Oh, I'm sure
I didn't know if that was that secret. I think I remember him saying that in a couple of interviews.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
If I had my way, I'd have done it like this.
Yeah.
But it makes me worried about the Black Label, which is basically DC's like, hey, we want to keep doing Earth 1, but we also don't want to call it Earth 1, and we want to like do more crazy shit, so we're just going to call it this. And we also refuse to use the Elseworlds label. So here's a new one.
You were just building it back up.
Yeah. I mean, they never even used the term. I mean, like, White Knight is just a book.
We were using the term.
Black Label is an idea, I will just say that I had heard bouncing around DC for a couple years now.
Oh.
And they just didn't know where to put it.
Yeah.
They weren't certain where to release it. Like Mr. Miracle was originally supposed to be like a Black Label book.
That makes a lot of sense.
Sounds like,
but I do agree with you. Now I kind of heard a little bit that the reason why they finally decided to do Black Label is the idea that Batman White Knight was so successul.
That's what I heard.
And that's what made them be like, oh, we should do more of these. And Nightwing New Order also has done really well.
Yeah.
So I think, but I do agree with you, Sal. It's kind of like, man, you guys already have the Elseworlds.
Yeah.
These are all Elseworlds. Just call them Elseworlds. But I wonder, and I honestly don't know, I wonder if they're a little afraid of that title.
I think they are. I think they... It's funny because Rebirth is supposed to be this like resurgence of old things. We got like a lot of flashbacks, particularly to the 90s. We saw a resurgence of the Bloodlines title for a very short spell.
Right.
The fact that Elseworlds was not something they were like the fact that the idea that they would be kind of gun shy of Elseworlds as a label, I don't know. I would be worried that they felt that way because there's some prestige and some honor and some like really really terrific stories that came out of that label. But it also isn't as sexy or as like new as a black
or marketable
label, like as this new thing. And they also, instead of saying we're bringing something back, I'm dusting it off, I'm bringing it out of the garbage. No, I'm creating something new. And it's just like the thing we used to do 20 years ago, but it's new though.
And it sounds better.
I think it's about like branding and just making it sexy and new. I'm excited for it though. So
I wonder how far they really are going to push the envelope on this, because they're like, hey, these are R-rated comic books for everyone. So it's like, okay, so full frontal? We talking decapitations? What are we talking here?
I think we're talking Marvel Max.
Okay, that's fine.
That's what I think. Well, because if you look at White Knight, apparently there is an uncensored version of White Knight out there.
Yes.
And they've talked about, Sean Murphy has said in a couple conventions that if he had his way, he would release White Knight, like a hardcover that's like, because apparently, Sal, how can we curse on this?
Oh yeah, we can. This is an R-rated show.
Like
apparently there's a version of White Knight where like Batman says fuck.
Oh.
And Harley says all this stuff like that. And there apparently are sex scenes, but they pulled that back from the newsstands. And Sean Murphy said that if he has his way, they release a trade paperback that's exactly like the newsstands, and they'd release a hardcover that's full R-rated. So yeah, I think you calling this like Max is a good way. But here's another question.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just take these superheroes and publish series with these superheroes under the Vertigo label?
Oh man, well,
because they're doing nothing with Vertigo.
I'm really glad they're not, because Vertigo never meant superheroes. It never meant Superman. Like Vertigo is, it's a burger baby. It means something different. It means outside the norm. It's over there, but unless I really want it to be successful over here. Vertigo means magic and like cerebral horror.
I get that. There are a lot of heroes though that have crossed back and forth.
Yeah.
More now than ever.
Back and forth. But like, I'm still, I still hold out the belief that DC, if things, because right now DC's enjoying a renaissance of sorts.
Yeah.
If things get rough, I feel like Jesse Custer's going to join the Suicide Squad at some point in the future.
Yeah, you've had that one.
I don't think he can. I think Garth Ennis owns that guy.
Yeah, but it is a Vertigo book. I mean,
Sure.
When they pulled the dump truck of money up to his house.
Ennis greenlit that awful show, so there's no question he would say it.
And it is an awful show.
I hate that show.
I tried so hard to stick with it, and I'm like, really? A whole season in the town, huh? One of the greatest road trip stories of all time, huh? We're not taking a road trip at all. Okay.
The first 2 episodes of season 2 of Preacher are great, and they do capture that road travel feel because it's them running away from the Saint of Killers. And I remember watching that being like, okay, they finally figured it out. They just needed to get this bad season out of their, system. And then in episode 3, they park in New Orleans, and they stay in New Orleans the entire season.
Woof. I am so glad I didn't even bother. When I saw they were vampire hunters, I was like, fuck you. That's not what this show is. Or that's not what this book is. We need to address the super chats, so I'm going to curtail this chat a little bit. I'm sorry. If we want to, we'll put a pin in it. But Super Comic Fanboy 616 asks, Jason, why are you so handsome?
I'm handsome specifically because Evan Rossiya in the chat hates me.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Just for you, Evan.
The world just completely changes people's physical appearance if you have enough hate.
Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know.
It's just a kid.
That's a great super chat, though. Thank you.
Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. So Alan Osborne asks, what's up, guys? Glad to see Jason here again. So what do you all think of the Black Label? Good idea. Yes, we do, and we talked about it.
Yeah.
So just click back a couple of minutes, and you'll be able to get the whole answer to your question there. Michael Banner. Sal, sometimes you say, students, what do you teach? I used to teach English. I was an English teacher for a very, very brief period of time. Fully licensed. I'm available, if any school wants to take me on. They don't.
What did you teach, Sal?
What's that?
What did you teach?
I taught, I'm certified as a high school English teacher. And
wow,
that's,
cool.
Yeah, I have my background in I do have my background in student teaching at a high school. I taught honors English and regular, remedial. I don't know if they use that term anymore, but I used to teach that. And I've also taught like for hearing impaired students and special needs students. I was a paraprofessional for a couple of years. I did the whole gamut, man.
That's really cool.
So it's sort of like in your subconscious to just say students.
Oh yeah, sometimes I do.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm like students. I also really.
That's really cool. Did not know that about you, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm an orator by nature, so it was very natural for me to jump from into that and then out of it and into this. So thank you. Good question.
I mean, what is back issues if not you teaching a big class to your audience?
True that. Yeah, exactly.
That's very true.
Kevin Little asks, "Are you still going to Cherry City Comic-Con?" I don't know who this is directed to, but I'm not. But I was never going in the first place, so.
If I'm invited, I'll go.
Yeah.
I don't even know where that's at.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Kevin. No, I'm not going. But not because I don't like Cherry City. I just don't know where it is or in what capacity the con is going to be performed. I don't even know when that is. But good question. And we will announce any con appearances we will be going to in the future. You can always bank on me going to New York Comic Con and Toy Con, and maybe the Garden State Comic Fest. But that's kind of it. So good question. Red Samurai, comic book fights, Trunks versus no Trunks.
Ooh, let's get into this.
Yes.
Oh, Trunks all the way.
I am also pro Trunk.
I am a no Trunks person.
Ah, really? Okay, let's get into this then, now that we can actually have a balanced discussion.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, let's hear the pro Trunks argument.
He's had them for longer than he hasn't. It is the image in pop culture that everyone has when they think of Superman. Why fight it when you can just go with it?
My argument about the Trunks is actually aesthetic. I think that it's the same reason why Spider-Man has like an odd in-costume non-belt outside of his suit, and it's to break up all that uniform color. And as we've seen in the New 52 design, a belt doesn't cut it. You got to have some kind of break between the top level of blue and the bottom level of blue. You need some kind of breaks, otherwise it looks a little odd. And it could be because we've been conditioned to look at Superman in this tricolor look for so long. But I really do believe there needs to be a break up in there. And even when they did the Rebirth suit and they were like, okay, no Trunks, but the yellow belt's coming back, even then the yellow belt didn't quite nail it. And I'm also really anti-redundant S's. Like, I remember in the Brandon Routh Superman Returns suit, he had the S and then he had an S buckle. And I go, what's wrong with the oval? Like, why we got to throw away the oval? It's not, like, why extra S's? I get it. He's Superman. We don't need all these S's.
Superman loves to advertise.
I mean, he's the poster child.
Brandy, man.
But that said, I think it's about breaking up the color more than it is about like wearing the Trunks, because I also like the Trunks on Batman, and I think it's the same way. It looks kind of odd. He looks like he's wearing long johns.
Really?
I think that's the way it is.
Yeah.
So let's hear it.
My argument against them, and I think I think the color argument and I think the argument that he's had them forever is very valid. But I kind of think it's time to move Superman past the design aspects of a 1920s circus strongman. Because that's where those trunks come from. They comes from a circus strongman, because that's what they would wear. Yeah. And at the time of the 1932, when Siegel and Schuster were coming up with their origins of Superman, that's what they based him on. And I think in our society, we don't understand the reference those trunks are trying to making. That like they put him in trunks because they thought subconsciously you would be like circus strongman. He's really strong. We don't have that subconscious with that imagery anymore.
No.
And I think it just becomes this deal where it becomes all the similar to Aquaman talking to fish jokes. Oh, why is he wearing his underwear on the outside? I have seen versions of the Superman costume where it does do the thing like you were talking about, Sal, where it breaks up the color. Actually, my favorite version of the Superman costume is the Smallville season 11 version because his belt it's a strip of red with a yellow stripe on the top and a yellow stripe on the bottom, and then he has the circular little belt buckle, just like a classic suit. But they also do this thing where instead of it just being pure blue, he has like a stripe of gray right here on both sides that goes all the way down to his legs, and that really helps to break up the blue. I think if they just held to not having the trunks for a period of longer than 5 years, we would give it up. I literally think we would transition out of it because, we just would. But since they've never had them out of the trunks more than 5 years, I think, there's the version right there.
Yeah.
I think we always go back to what's comfortable. I just think it's time for us to move on from a 1920s design aspect. We're 80 years down the road.
Right.
I think, too, from a merchandising standpoint, too, it's like, oh, we have a lot of stuff with the image of Superman wearing trunks on it. It's going to look really weird if he doesn't match.
Well, but the problem is now because they merchandise the crap out of the New 52 designs and made a lot of merchandising deals with those costumes, which are now so far removed.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. They've muddied the waters because they were
and that New 52 design is just is not good.
Those are such
the
duds.
armor.
It's just not good.
No,
it's too over designed.
I agree. They are over designed.
As were most costumes.
Well, because Superman's costume should never be over designed. It's clothes. His armor is on the inside. It's just he puts those on for your benefit. He doesn't do it to protect himself.
To the credit of the art team, the suit he's rocking right now in DC Rebirth is probably the best trunkless look he's had.
Agreed.
I agree.
I think it's been going through so many different designs at this point that I agree with Jason that they probably at that point I was like, just stick with one. I was so confused as to why they decided to even go with the trunks again. They're like, we're bringing the trunks back. I'm like,
it just comes off from a standard of to me, it just tells me that they don't know what to do. Yeah. And if they would just stick with the design and stay with it, because even if you go to the New 52, he wore the armor for 3 years before he got the T-shirt again?
Yeah.
Actually, to be honest with you, I loved the look of that first cover when they relaunched Action Comics as #1 in the New 52, where it was T-shirt and jeans and a cape. That I was like, stay with that. Give me T-shirt jeans Superman forever. They did give it to him. What was it when he was depowered?
Yes, in DCU.
Yeah,
I have that shirt. I went out and bought that shirt.
I did too. I have that shirt as well. Yeah. But my main argument is just I'm tired of the Superman wears his underwear on the outside jokes, and I think we should just move on from it.
I am sick of those jokes. I feel like we are too at this point, they're juvenile and stupid. I think people are like, on your underwear on the outside. Wow, way to reach for the lowest hanging fruit. I feel like as far as the strongman argument goes, I agree with you, but because the strongman is so we've had Superman almost longer than we've had the Flex Mentalo super strong man character. Sure. It's become Superman's staple.
Can I propose a compromise?
Yeah.
All right, this would be the compromise if I had the power to control a company that I used to work for. I would give the trunks to Jonathan.
Oh.
And then Superman doesn't have trunks because with a kid, with his son, that retro design kind of works.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's him being young. I would buy him sort of having little boy shorts or whatever. Yeah. And if you go look in the back of the Super Sons trade, Jorge Jimenez has a design where he gave John trunks.
He tried it out.
Awesome.
It was a good look.
Awesome. I will say that John design rocks. That jacket is great. We're still waiting for that hoodie.
Where can I buy the damn hoodie? I will buy 3 DC comics.
So moving on. Thank you, Red Samurai. We did get your comic fight. You're welcome. Jojo talks too much. Apropos our conversation about Elseworlds, he says, well, clearly Elseworlds being used by a super rad podcast, so they know better. And it's nice. I really appreciate that. It's actually the fact that DC is not using Elseworlds almost kind of thank you, because now I kind of own it.
It's secretly why we really wanted it, because we hoped that it would up, the searchability of the podcast, that people would stumble upon
we've
it.
Been using that term more than DC ever has. So
I would love to see, Sal, if you could try to see if you could copyright it.
I'd be getting a call. We're gonna watch your ass. Christopher Zeta, when will Joel get back on Twitch?
Hopefully soon. I've been recording gameplay footage. I'm just recording at 2 a.m. when I have a spare minute in between reading comics and editing videos. I think I would love to stream more. It's just usually when I'm ready to stream, I assume no one is awake and no one wants to watch me.
Also, Sal and Tiff commentaries, please. Okay. I would like to do that. I want you both to watch Batman and Robin or Steel. Tiff and I actually watched Steel of our own volition a couple of months ago. And I was like, we're watching Steel. It was on HBO or something. And she was like,
really?
And she was like, really? And we're watching it. And I'm like 2/3 of the way through. I'm like, I watched the whole goddamn movie.
Oh.
And it's kind of fun. It's really bad.
Yeah.
And Sal watched Steel. I did. And also, hi, Jason. Will you ever go vegan?
No plans.
Yeah.
No plans soon.
Good on you. Good on you, Jason.
I like hamburgers too much, man.
It's true. I like
They're
cheese.
pretty
That's
great.
really the thing.
Yeah.
Ginger Overlord, in your guys' opinion, what was the best age of comic books? Like the best years of comic books that they've ever had in terms of story?
That's a great question.
The last couple years, because I've been getting paid to read comics, so it will always be the best because of that.
Yeah, I think this is the best. These are the best years of my life. But I will say, I almost want to say, and I think this is blasphemy, but like the 90s?
Oh, okay. Why?
The 90s gave us Vertigo and Marvel Max in the beginning and ushered in a new era of stuff. It created Image. It was like one of the best, most like prosperous times in comics. There's a lot of garbage from the 90s.
Yeah.
But the 90s bred so much comics that, like, yeah, you're going to get garbage. But there's also
candle
some
that burns
really
twice
good
as bright.
shit. Yeah, there's a lot of good shit in that decade that, like, you would never have imagined could have come out. A lot of careers were built on the back of the 90s that that would never have gotten a shot otherwise. Just a lot of top tier stuff came out of that. Was it the worst time in Avengers history? Probably. Was it an awful but was it also the best time for the X-Men? Arguably. There's a lot in terms of mainstream, look, the 90s kicked me off Spider-Man because they replaced him with a clone. But there are a lot of Spider-Man fans whose true Spider-Man is Ben Reilly. And I love those stories. And I got to at least acknowledge that if I don't hate it and resent it in a deep, dark way. But what about you guys? What are some of the best times in comics history?
My gut tells me to say maybe the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I got seriously into it.
What's that?
I said that's when I seriously started getting into it too.
Well, just because if I think about where storytelling and comics are going and like the great stories of comic books, like if you go to the 2000s, you get the creation of the Ultimate Universe.
Yes.
So you get Ultimates and Ultimate Spider-Man starting off. You get Marvel Max. You get Bendis's Daredevil at that time. Grant Morrison's New X-Men happens at that time. Like Marvel is like on fire. Garth Ennis's Punisher starts then.
Oh, yeah.
Kurt Busiek finishes his Avengers run, which I think is the greatest Avengers run at that time.
Yeah.
And then if you go to the DC side, you have Green Lantern Rebirth, and Jeff Johns starts his epic run. Blackest Night happens in the 2000s.
I think, also, does Grant Morrison still have JLA during that time?
I thought he finished before then.
He might have beat it before then.
But he starts his Batman run in like 2006.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't know. Maybe for me, I think it's maybe 2001 to 2010. Like it's right. It's like 2 or 3 years. It stops like 2 or 3 years before DC basically runs into the ground so bad that they have to do the New 52.
Right. So the noughties, really.
Yes, the Millennium Age.
It's hard to
yes,
argue
the Millennium Age of that. Yeah.
Nathan.
Joel,
Berg
what about
wants
you,
me-
man?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No.
Oh, yeah. Nathan Berg wants me to ignore him, so I will.
Cool.
Andy615 says, my 3 favorite comic book YouTubers. Hey.
Aww.
Hey, that's nice.
Has anybody seen Ash vs. Evil Dead? I just started it on Netflix, and I love its comedic, cheesy, gloriously bloody shtick. Yeah. We used to watch it every Halloween, and then I got sick of paying stars. And also, I was very disappointed with Season 2. And so I kind of dropped off, and I heard that I was right to do it. So, yeah. But now that it's on Netflix, I'm like, oh, well, then I'll have to watch the rest of the show. You guys have any opinion on Ash vs. the Evil Dead?
I love it. It's great.
Right?
I've seen clips of it, but I'm not as into the Evil Dead as I probably should be. It's a black mark on my nerd resume.
It's
I'm
very
not
self-indulgent.
I'm not current with Season 3, but Season 1 and 2 were really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baron Chugs, love that name, says, if you guys were tasked with making a crossover of one Marvel and one DC character and an Image character, who would you choose?
Ooh.
Oh, it's a threefer.
Yeah.
Oh,
dude.
damn.
Yeah, go ahead.
Green Arrow meets Iron Fist. I'm trying to think who the Image guy should be, who they should meet, though.
Shadowhawk.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's throw Shadowhawk in there. He ain't doing nothing.
Right? Invincible, maybe?
Oh, shit, yeah.
Shadowhawk.
Just I have two. Let's go crazy. Let's see. The Thing meets the Savage Dragon and Metamorpho.
Oh, yeah, you nailed it. That's a good one.
That's a great one.
But then I want to go crazy because I want to see Todd McFarlane draw Batman again. So let's go Batman, Spawn, and Daredevil.
Oh, nice. Mine's eerily similar. It's Batman, Spider-Man, Spawn. I want to see.
There you go.
I want to see McFarlane draw Batman and Spider-Man again, and also it's the only way we would see a Spawn Spider-Man crossover at this point, which is something that we've been kind of like teased at and promised for the last 20 years.
And they need to have the joke of why do our masks look so the same?
Exactly. Batman going like, so do you guys like know each other or something? What's the deal here?
Kinda.
So there you go. Miley Suncharted says, Sal, why does Marvel keep making terrible retcons to Gwen Stacy? It's like they're doing it on purpose. I agree. We shot our back issues on Clone Conspiracy, and we'll talk about that a little bit, so stay tuned for us to complain about that for a while.
Oh, that's going to be a good one. Get the popcorn ready for that one.
It's long, too. Yeah, I don't know why they keep, like, touching it. I will say, I will answer that question with, like, an anecdote that's very not connected. Joe Quesada wanted to bring back Gwen Stacy in the One More Day deal.
What?
Yep.
Are you serious?
Yep. They were.
Wow.
They had talks, very passionate, long, angry talks with the bullpen about what was going to happen with the One More Day deal. A compromise was the web shooters. A directive was Harry Osborn, and the idea was Quesada wanted them to bring back the coffee bean crowd. Like, he wanted Spider-Man to be the group he remembered when he was reading it. Harry, Gwen, and Mary Jane. And
I can't believe that they actually considered the one thing that would have made that storyline so much worse.
What an alternate history we could have been.
It's such a bad idea. I'm shocked they didn't do it.
Yeah. Because everything in One More Day is such a bad idea.
They would have just killed her again. I'm sure they would have. Like a year later.
You're probably right.
Yeah. So there you go. Will I Am Golden says, can't watch, but keep up the good work. Thank you, Will. I'm sorry you can't catch us. Hopefully you caught it on the later show. We love you, man. Michael Banner, hey guys, big fan of you all. You're definitely not only my favorite comic YouTubers, but the best comic YouTubers. Say hi to everybody on Back Issues for me. I will, Michael. Thank you very much. Jack Ingram, Jason, I feel that we are one and the same with our mutual love for Nightwing. By the way, shout out to Joel. You also love Nightwing.
I do.
If you want to wax lyrical about him with an artist from Scotland, I'm your man.
Nice.
I do love Scotland.
Ooh.
So
I have some family in Scotland. I don't visit. I really should.
You should.
All right.
It looks beautiful in those Highlander movies.
I went to Target specifically to get this little Teen Titans Go Nightwing. So
does he have the mullet?
Yeah, he has the mullet. Look, it's right there.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Vin Krishnan says, hey guys, all your shows make my day. Now that Jason is a solo agent, when is he joining the weekly polls of regular? Question. We'll have to talk about that internally. I have no
We'll have to
control
have our
over that,
people
though.
talk to your people.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get our people talking.
Yep.
He has to go through all the hazing first. It's a whole big process.
Yeah.
We got to jump him in like this was MS-13.
Exactly. No, we'll workshop it. You know.
All right.
We'll get back to you. Kieran Morrison says, DC Black Label is sounding interesting. Hopefully they do something with Green Arrow. And hi, guys. Late congratulations to Sal and Tiffany. Thank you, Kieran. We got married. Thank you very much. Dr. Mad. Hi, guys. I've been unable to watch this show live in quite a while due to me having classes on Wednesday afternoons. Yeah, that's how that works. Just wanted to give you guys something back for making such a good show. Thank you, Dr. Mad. It's very kind of you. Cam, what do you three gentlemen look for in a good comic book shop? Also, shout out to Jason and all his future endeavors. Love him on Collider Heroes. We do too.
Thanks.
Yeah, what do you look for in a good comic book shop? These
friendly, close.
Yeah, there should be like a truths, like these are the like the Bill of Rights or like the Constitution for all comic book shops. Like, it needs to be well lit. It needs to not smell like anything except books.
Oh, see, I like the smell. That's the authentic thing when like, what's that smell? I don't know, man.
I want old paper, not old Chinese food.
Oh, okay.
Like cheese.
It can't be super dusty.
Yeah.
which a lot of comic book shops are.
They really do, because you got all this inventory and stuff. You just got to get one of those great little Swiffer things that clings the dust and just get over them. Because your posters, your glass objects, your statues, just wipe them down, man. But no dust.
I don't know. A big thing that I look for is a friendly employee, because I want to walk into that comic book store and I want those people to be like, "Hey, can I help you?" Because I've been in so many comic book stores where you walk in, there are holes in the wall, and it's an older gentleman or older lady, and they just stare you down like you're gonna steal something.
They're not feeling it.
Yeah, and you're just like, I feel like your eyes are going to force me to buy something, but I don't want to buy something because your store is terrible.
Yeah.
Been there.
Yeah. You know what's funny? The more comic book stores that I go to, the more I really like if they have back issues. Not as a self-plug or anything, but like if they have like just long boxes full of just stuff, and that they're discounted. I like a comic book store that's almost like it's frozen in time.
Yeah.
And I like a good cross section of stuff. You know, like it shouldn't just be all back issues. It shouldn't just be only the new stuff. You know, it should have some statues and some merch and stuff like that.
I mean,
oh, good.
I was gonna say most comic shops in general now, what you're saying is getting harder and harder to find because so many comic shops need to diversify their portfolio just to stay afloat. Where it's like, hey, we have board game stuff, we have Magic the Gathering stuff, we got the Yu-Gi-Oh.
Has anybody been in a GameStop over the last couple of months?
Yes.
Oh, they've basically become like weird Hot Topics with Funko Pops.
Yes.
They're your Funko Emporium now.
We have a ThinkGeek store in the Paramus Park Mall.
Oh,
which is. And now I've seen that merchandise at the GameStops, and they have the ThinkGeek logo on them and everything. Literally, I think a GameStop is going to become a comic book store in the future.
Interesting. I can see that.
Like, I think it'll have new inventory, no back issues, just trades, and like the top 7 best-selling titles.
Well, you know, I saw some of the comments have been saying, people talking about like how comic book stores are a dying industry, and the sad truth is that they are.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I do think comic book companies do need to find ways to sell comic books in news. Like, you know, I bought comic books at Walmart. That's how I bought my comic books, because I was nowhere near a comic book store. And I think comic book companies,
at the gas station.
Yeah, I did gas stations, right? I think comic book companies need to go back to that. And
I really do.
The only company that's doing that I know of is Alterna.
Yes.
Because Alterna has their books in Toys R Us.
Yeah. Although that's going away now.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's gone.
it was good while it lasted, which, man, I got to make it to my local Toys R Us before they liquidate all their assets.
Yeah.
Yep.
Has anybody actually taken advantage? Because I did go to the closing Toys R Us store at the Wayne Hills Mall, and I got my giant plush Lockjaw Inhumans doll.
Nice.
None
of the ones around me have closed yet. So, but when I hear they are going, I'm gonna get that sale.
Right?
Hell yeah.
They only had 30% off, but it was still worth it. I like Lockjaw. I don't like the Inhumans, but I dig Lockjaw, and he's fun on the side. Hardy37 says, "Hey guys, just wanted to hear your opinions on Black Lightning. I know Sal hasn't seen it. Please God, Sal, check it out. So dope. Also, watching you guys from my station, and it made my shift. Thank you all. Thank you so much, Hardy.
I'm like 3 episodes behind, but I am enjoying it.
It's the best CW DC show right now.
Out of the gate, it is. Out of the gate,
right.
I think they learned
gate.
so much.
Nice.
Of the first, I haven't seen last night's. I'm gonna watch it later tonight. Out of a 5 of 5 scale, I've given, I think, of the 7 episodes, I've given 5 of them perfect 5s.
Wow.
They've been pretty strong.
Yeah, this show knows exactly what type of show it is, and it's not about Black Lightning. It's about Jefferson Pierce.
Good.
Yeah.
And the superhero stuff is such a side part, but you don't care because the show is so good.
The guy they got playing Lightning is just so likable.
That's cool. That is what I look for in a lot of my comic book, TV, and movie properties. Is like I want to really I want to have like cool superhero shit, but I also want to care a lot about the main character.
Yeah.
And his or her personal drama and problems. I don't want it to be like a Dawson's Creek with a mask on, but I also want it to be like I want to have high drama. Like I cared about Spider-Man: Homecoming. I loved Peter Parker's stuff as much as the Spider-Man stuff. So
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking
Black
for.
Lightning has, I think, as well the best cast. Like they're the strongest actors of all the shows as well.
They're really good. You know what else is nice about it? Black Lightning is a show about an adult, where
Yes.
all the other CW shows are about like 20-somethings who act like teenagers. And I like The
Man-childs.
Flash, and I like Legends of Tomorrow and everything, but I'm like, God, you guys are so immature. It's nice to see an adult man who has his shit together, who's also a superhero.
Oh, so like a role model. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Oh, he's a super role model.
Noah Botello says, "Hi, I'm looking for my new indie comics to read now that I'm caught up with Saga and Lock and Key. Suggestions?
Southern Bastards.
Well, I know one that's coming out. I think the 4th issue just came out today.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's a great all ages comic called Jupiter Jet. Jason, I think
I
you know a little
forgot
bit
that
something
my
about
own
that.
comic book came out today. What the hell, man?
What did it?
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Issue 4.
it came out today. Issue 4 came out today.
Well, there you go.
Yep,
Pick it up.
Superjet.
At comic book stores and
Yep.
yeah, pick 'em up.
Comixology. That's a good one.
Right.
I'm trying to think of a good one that I've been reading lately. Do you guys have any choices? Trying to go through my head.
I know that like if you're missing your witches, you can pick up the Image Plus magazine
Mm-hmm.
and read a kind of like sequel series.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't read as many indie books as I should be.
Mm.
Tiffany picked up a couple just recently. What's amazing is like DC and Marvel are pushing some really good indie style books for some of their niche characters. Mr. Miracle's practically a Vertigo book, so like,
It might as well.
It is.
yeah,
It is.
I mean, it's a Black Label book that they just decided not to put on. So,
I really like Curse Words
oh yeah,
Mm.
by Charles Soule. That's a really, if you're looking for like Harry Potter with curse words in it, that's
Right.
that's the book for you. It's really fun. And an old one that I love, I actually just reread the entire series, is Chew
oh yeah.
That's a fun
by
one.
John Layman. That's a great book as well.
Mhm.
I gave some love for Southern Bastards. If you want to read something that's finished and doesn't just come out whenever Jason Aaron is able to put out a new one, read Scalped, a very similar type of gritty Southern fried crime story. It's basically Sopranos on an Indian reservation. Apparently they were trying to make it into a TV show, but that crashed and burned.
I heard about the TV show too, but I heard that they shot a pilot.
Yes.
There is a pilot for Scalped, but what I heard is, and they shot it for AMC. Even AMC thought it was too racy and too offensive for AMC.
Cool.
I know, right? Which makes me want to track it down that much more. Hey, if you run into me at a con, if you have like a VHS tape of it, I'll take it.
Right? Yeah.
Tevia Smolka asks us, any opinion on Jonathan Kent versus Connor Kent, Superboy?
Ooh.
You know, he had a good send-off in Infinite Crisis. Let him be dead and keep Jonathan around.
You know, I like Connor, but I really actually do like the idea of a clone. And to be honest with you, I don't see any reason why Connor can't exist in the same universe as Jonathan, because they're different.
Yeah, they're very different.
To be honest with you, I would send Connor into the future and have him be permanently the Superboy of the Legion.
Interesting.
I like that idea.
You know.
There you go.
If they did bring Connor back, and they kind of teased that in Super Sons of Tomorrow, that's like, oh, could we see a return of Connor? If they do, they would need to rehab his character a little bit, because he went through a lot of shit in the new 50.
I would just ignore all of it like they did.
Oh, yeah, ignore the new 52 run of
They would
Superboy.
need to.
Just throw it out.
They would literally have to. Or just be like, hey, look, here's Connor Kent, who was also trapped in time like Wally was, and he's also back now, everybody. Don't ask questions.
He was in old Jor-El's cell in the...
Yeah. See, I thought that was going to happen too, is that he was locked away in one of Mr. Oz's science cells.
Yeah,
and then
that's weird. I really, like, in my headcanon, that's exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Emperor's Venetian says, Jason, when DC All Access promoted the Young Animal imprint, I saw Lee Child was involved in a project, but I haven't seen him since. Is that weird?
It's weird because I have no idea what you're talking about, even though I know Lee Child is the author of the Jack Reacher books, which are actually good.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
So,
but I have no idea what you're talking about. Sorry.
I will say creative teams change all the time. The original writer of Super Sons was not Peter J. Tomasi. You know, like there's a lot of changes. Remember that female Blade book that was supposed to come out with the all new all different Marvel? Like, there's a lot of things that just that you get, like, that you have hard tangible art for that you're never going to see. And
that Blade thing was a sad case. I really wanted Tim Seeley to take that, even though I understand why he said he didn't want to take it. Where it's like, you know what, maybe it's not my place to do this book.
Yeah. Or maybe you Slid, where they spell Berenstein Bears differently. Who knows?
Oh shit.
The Red Samurai, Jason, why have they changed Nightwing since the New 52? He's become very quippy and annoying since the New 52, and Rebirth is even worse. I hate this version. My favorite version is Teen Titans cartoon.
See, I would argue that they changed him for the New 52.
Yeah.
Because in the New 52, Dick is very melodramatic, and he's very angsty, and he acts actually a lot like Oliver Queen on Arrow, and that's not...
Very much so.
That's not the Dick Grayson that we've seen since 1939. Dick Grayson is very quippy, always happy, and, you know, Batman would be like, punch the guy in the face, and then Dick would make some sort of joke, be like, don't get your panties in a wad, Batman, you know. That's Dick Grayson, and so I would say that it's not that he's become worse, it's that they've brought him back to where he should be.
Where he's supposed to be.
I actually think I like Nightwing Rebirth because Dick does sound like Dick again.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't love the Humphrey stuff going on right now, but super excited for Benjamin Percy coming over to that book.
I Ben Percy, I think, man, he made an amazing run on Green Arrow and Rebirth, so I'm kind of excited to see what he does with Nightwing.
Amazing Zero just says, been here for a while. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Amazing Zero. John Kuna says, love you all, but this one's a Jason question.
I'm sorry.
What do you think is the best comic book shop in LA, and why is it not Earth 2? Those parking lot sales.
It is Earth 2. It is Earth 2 in Sherman Oaks. It's the best one. It's also here. I'm gonna top it. Not only do they have these so there's this shop. It's in Sherman Oaks, and about once every 2 months, they will just fill their parking lot with $1 comic books.
Oh.
Nice.
And so you just go. You can find everything. Like I found almost every Kyle Rayner issue there. I found like Mutant X there. Like all kinds of books. But Earth 2 has another plus is because it's partly co-owned by Jeff Johns.
Oh.
So,
What?
Yeah. So when you go into the Earth 2 Sherman Oaks store, you walk in the door, you look right, and they have the painting that Alex Ross did of the JSA from Smallville.
Ooh, that's a good get.
Yeah. So you need to go to that shop in LA just to look at that painting. And yeah, Sal just popped up a picture of Earth 2 Comics. In my opinion, it is the best comic book store in LA.
I want to get a picture taken with that portrait.
Yeah.
Nice. I was in LA. I never even heard about it. God damn it. I went to a comic book shop and I was like, this sucks. I won't say which one it is because they shoot a very prominent show in there. Gorgon Fish.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Gorgon Fish asks, why doesn't DC do more with the metahuman concept? I'd love to see street level characters and powers. Is that too close to mutants to ever happen? I think you're going to see that in Doomsday Clock. They're really touching on that.
Isn't that kind of what? Wouldn't you consider the New Age of Heroes kind of that?
Big time.
A little bit, like new heroes getting new abilities, kind of thing.
Absolutely.
They keep going back and forth on that of New Age of Heroes. Some people got their power from the Dark Universe. Some always had their powers.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Heartless Fang says, don't have much to say. Rock on. Thank you, Heartless Fang. Mr. Roboto, Domo Arigato, says, Brandon Routh Superman. Brandon Routh. Better Superman or Adam?
Adam.
I mean, we've known him longer as the Atom now.
Superman. I don't care about Adam. I would rather watch him be Superman.
Although he does make reference all the time to being Superman, like in the big crossovers. He wears blue suits with red ties and talking about Supergirl. Hey, that looks like your cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Michael Banner says, what has you decide what comic to do on back issues? Is a question for me. It used to be I would just go, shit, I'm shooting today. This one. Which is still kind of that sometimes. If I grab a book and I'm reading it, like I picked up like 4 or 5 of those 80s graphic novels that Marvel used to publish, like Emperor Doom, Into Shambhala, Avengers, Death Trap, The Vault, and a number of others, and I'm like, these are fucking gold. I am doing these. Right now, I'm actually in an initiative where I'm like, I have coordinated the next 6 to 8 months of back issues to coincide with movies and TV premieres and comic book events. So, like, if there's a movie that comes out that has a comic book equivalent, you guarantee there'll be a back issues coming out for it that has some kind of tangential connection to it. And we're seeing how that goes. I think that Black Panther was a good indicator that that's kind of working. So,
yeah. Do you find the episodes are doing better because of that?
I think so.
Okay.
My channel manager certainly would like to think so. He wants me. He was the one who's like, "You got to do this," and I'm like, "I'll try it," but like, you know. We'll see.
See, I always try doing that and it doesn't work out for me. I put a lot of time and effort into a Black Panther video that didn't go anywhere when the movie came out. It did.
I'll tell you what nobody gives a shit about: a review of that movie.
No,
because everybody's seen it and they have their own.
It's just, that goes for most of the Marvel movies. I used to review them and they did nothing in numbers. Hilariously, the DC ones did better in numbers, but I think that was more people being like, "Oh man, is he going to tear into this one?
Yes.
I can't." Or will this guy justify my opinion?
Right.
Yeah.
John Broussard says, thoughts on Sony's Night Watch movie they announced. You'll never see it.
Yeah.
You'll never see it. Sony, here's the deal. After Infinity War, Disney's either going to own Spider-Man or own Sony. The end. Like, they're not going to start pushing Ant-Man movies after Cap, Thor, and Iron Man quit. So, what do you got? Who's your Iron Man? It's Spider-Man. That's the story. You're not going to see that. You're not going to see that Silver Sable Black Cat movie. You're not going to see that Sinister Six movie. You're not going to see the Aunt May spy movie, and you're not going to see Night Watch. You'll get a C&D before you, like, from McFarlane before you see that Night Watch movie.
We'll get the Extreme Universe.
There is a possibility that we could see them, but if we do, they're going to be really fast, really cheap, really bad movies, kind of a la Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
Because Sony might pull some contract crap to be like, we were already in pre-production, so you have to let us finish.
Yes. Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it'll really depend. Sony's always like 2 emoji movies away from bankruptcy anyway, so you don't really know.
Yeah.
Which is someone who works online. It's like, really? You're going to make me talk about Silver Sable as part of work? You're going to make me talk about Night Watch as part of my job? Thanks, Sony.
No.
Yeah.
You're never going to see it. Kieran Morrison says, PSL, waiting on that Green Arrow, Green Lantern back issues. I know, it's coming. Not anytime soon, but I do have
get to it, Sal.
I know, right? Josh Burke, do you think we'll ever see Batman or the other Justice League in the live-action Titans show? And are you looking forward to it? I am looking forward to it. I think everybody here is looking forward to it.
Costumes
I'm looking
look dope.
No, I don't think you're ever going to see
no
it.
Batman.
Because you're not going to see Batman in Gotham, and that's the only reason anyone would watch that show in the first place. So
not right away, you're not. I think if it proves to be popular and if they think that this whole streaming service is the way to go, why not? I never thought we'd get a Superman on TV, but we now have a Superman on TV. I am amazed that they have not pulled the trigger on some form of actual official television Batman.
I can't believe that. I mean,
I think we'll see Alfred, but not Batman.
Oh.
They got to make that Wayne show when they were pitching around when Smallville was coming out.
Yeah, before Smallville. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just Kane, like it's the Adventures of Kung Fu, but it's Bruce Wayne. It writes itself. And it can end at any point.
The other version, the other kind of Smallville-ish show that I'm surprised they haven't made, especially after the success of Wonder Woman, is that show that was called Amazon.
Yes.
Oh,
that was supposed to be about young Diana.
Yeah, makes sense.
Although young Diana is also technically old Diana.
Sure.
Yeah. The Red Samurai says, any truth to the Hickman coming to DC rumor? We don't know. Also, what should he write? He could write anything. I don't care. And there's no truth. He's writing something for he's always at the Marvel Summit meetings, and he likes to troll on Twitter.
Those were all Bleeding Cool rumors.
Yeah.
And Bleeding Cool, I think, now has changed the rumor back to where he's now writing something again for Marvel. I've heard for years that he's a big Legion of Superheroes fan, and I would love to see him do the Legion.
I would actually read it if he wrote it.
I wouldn't even believe that he is. I feel like that's wishful thinking. People knew that Nick Spencer was writing Spider-Man because they wanted it so bad. Yes, he is writing Spider-Man, but they could have changed it at any point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The string theory rumor seemed to be that, hey, Marvel is finally putting out the last volume of his S.H.I.E.L.D. story that he was writing forever, and perhaps that was their way of, greasing the wheels and enticing him to come back and do something else.
Maybe. Dan X the Destroyer says, hey, just wanted to thank you all and ask if you play any tabletop RPGs. Gentlemen?
I do.
I love me some D&D, but it's hard to get a group together.
Yeah, I used to. I used to play D&D with the gang a lot. I played the Serenity RPG a lot.
Oh.
I played the Star Wars RPG, and you might catch on our channel a episode of the DC Adventures RPG, which we're working on something for. Keep your eyes peeled for that in the future, not the near future, but in the future. So yeah. Damian Knox, who would be your comic book father figure? Mine would be Ultron 8. Nice deep dive. Thank you, Damian. It's an old joke about how, like, because there's this moment in Old Man Logan where, like, Spider Bitch's mom is married to Ultron 8, and she has some comment about how, like, he's a better father than Clint ever could be.
Oh, okay, I got it.
You know, it's an old joke from back issues from, like, a very early
All right.
episode.
All right.
I guess Uncle Ben or Alfred.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I want Alfred. If I'm going to have a father, I want Alfred.
Seriously,
yeah.
that dude is devoted. Just because the man deserves a hug and some acknowledgement. And I know
Plus, he's a badass.
He's
Don't
true.
forget that.
Yeah, he'll break out the elephant gun and take you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's my comic dad? This is a tough question. Secret Six era Bane when he kicked the drugs and was just trying to be super positive all the time.
Wow.
You may have one ice cream, and if not, I break you. Okay.
I guess that's fair.
That's fine. That's good job, Bane Dad. Good job.
Silver Blaze, great show and always makes my day off from college worth it. I became a comic book reader because of all of you guys. I regret nothing. Oh, I'm happy to hear that, man. Thank you. Noah Botello, debate Young Avengers versus Runaways.
Young Avengers.
Runaways.
Young Avengers.
I don't have a
Avengers
dog in this
more.
fight.
Yeah, I
I miss
like
the Young Avengers, man.
more.
I really do.
They're cool, and I'm sad that, like, no one cares about them.
Yeah. Because I've actually thought for a long time that Young Avengers would make a great Netflix series. The Runaways, to me, once Brian K. Vaughan finished their story, they're done. And I like them better as a finite story.
I like to see them, but no one's ever done it well after him. So yeah, Young Avengers. That's fair. That you win.
You know the sad thing about this argument. I am very good friends with Ryan Sands, who plays Jeffrey Wilder in that show.
Oh shit!
That's
on
cool.
Runaways.
Tell him we said hi.
A single frame.
Yep.
Of that
So
show yet.
sorry, Ryan. But yeah, Young Avengers.
Young Avengers, which is a show I don't think we're ever gonna see.
Yeah.
I feel so bad because I love those guys, and they could pull it off. Baron Chugs, what would be your guys' DC equivalent of the Defenders?
I mean, they basically had it in the current JLA where they were all the, like, AA TV adjacent Justice Leaguers.
Right. I guess, like, the old Justice League International, like Booster Gold and Blue Beetle and Fire and Ice.
That's pretty good.
Gardner.
Ooh, no, you know what would be even better? The Warehouse era Justice League with, like, Aquaman and Gypsy and the Elongated Man.
Yes, there you go. The Detroit League.
There you go.
Totally. And we're gonna have to wrap up the super chats. So thank you all for donating and for offering your questions. I'm gonna round robin these, and then we're gonna tie this episode up with a bow.
Cool.
Daniel Preto asks, any chance of Captain Marvel on back issues? Yeah, when that movie comes out, you can guarantee it. South Sun, Sal, any plans for a Flash Rebirth back issues? Dude, I almost did it not too long ago to coincide with Flash War, and I hated it so much I didn't want to garner any hate, so I just decided not to. I just bailed. I was like, this fucking sucks, and I just left it on the table and was like, I'm not gonna do a whole episode where I shit on Jeff Johns' like most celebrated fucking Flash book of all time. No. And Jack Ingram asks, best single issue done in one story.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, I wish I researched this, but I know there's been so many I've liked.
While you're thinking about that, thoughts on Nicolas Cage cast as Superman from the Teen Titans Go movie, says Super Comic Fanboy 616?
Never gonna watch.
Hilarious.
Never gonna watch the movie. Glad he got to do it.
Yeah, it's adorable. I think it's very sweet. It's the same as when they cast Billy D. Williams to play Two-Face for 2 lines in the Lego Batman movie.
Yep. For this best done in one issue, I'm gonna give a pick. I had to look it up real quick. Superman Adventures number 41.
Yeah.
Is my pick. It's because it's Mark Miller's final issue of that tie-in to the Superman animated series, and he did the story as each page is a single story. So it's 22 stories in one issue.
Nice.
That's really solid. I mean, I guess a done-in-one story that sticks out in my mind recently, ironically, it's also a Superman story, when he took, like, all those cancer ward kids up to, the Watchtower and they had a fun adventure day. That was sweet. I liked that.
That was a good one. Yeah.
The art was not great in that issue.
No, it really wasn't. That's a shame.
Like Action Comics number 775. What's so funny about Truth, Justice, and the American Way by Jawiin.
Oh, that's another
good one.
excellent one.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Superman has a lot of good one and dones, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And Neo Gecko. Hey guys, it's great to see you again. Started a new job, moved house, and only just got Wi-Fi, so it's been a while since I've seen you guys, but it's great to have you. So much more content to catch up on. Man, I've missed you guys. Well, we missed you too, man. It wasn't a question, but I appreciate your contribution, and of course, for watching the show, and welcome to your new home. Glad you could invite us into it. Yeah, so I guess we can wrap up with our own little back and forth. What's happening on your channels, and what are you excited for this week?
Joel.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say Jason's
you under
the
the gun,
guest.
man.
I don't know.
I was gonna let him go because he was the guest, but all right. So last week I went to my first ever video game expo as press. That's the EGLX expo in Toronto. Shot a little video for that one. Judging by the view count, people aren't in love with me going to video game shows, I guess. But hey, if you want a fun video of me trying on, some VR stuff, doing that, they even had like a virtual shooting range there, and apparently I'm a much better shot than I thought I was. So if you want to see me not suck at that, you can go watch that.
Nice.
That's on my channel. Go check that out. I also have all the new books that came out today. I just read Detective before we started, and that's the one book I've read so far.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh yeah. So here on ComicPOP, what's it called? We're doing a book. This is one of those books where I went, oh, I guess I got to do this to help my schedule, and it's called shit. What's it? Oh, Maximum Security.
Oh, I remember that.
It is a Kurt Busiek Avenger story that sucks on toast.
Mm-hmm.
Just the worst thing. And so yeah, and it came out in an unforgivable time. 2001, when like all these amazing books were coming out. They were like, oh yeah, and this like antiquated Avenger story also.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that'd be fun. Let's do this. And it is. I think you'll like it. Jason?
On my channel, we have, of course, like all the reviews of Black Lightning, Flash, Arrow. That's always going to happen. I'm going to start doing some more live streams, possibly on Wednesdays and Fridays, and some sort of like cool video essay things. We have a video we're working on called "How Advanced Is Wakanda?" and trying to compare Wakanda to real countries.
That's a cool idea.
So that's like sort of like we're going to try to start doing a lot of crazy ideas like that. So keep an eye on my channel. Maybe you'll see a live stream notification pop up.
Yeah, definitely please do. And if you want to subscribe to Jason's channel, just simply click the description box below this video and go to the channel, watch the video, subscribe and all that, because there's a lot of quality shit. It's one of the unsung heroes of the comic book YouTube landscape, making a lot of quality, high-value production stuff, and, it's good stuff.
Yeah. I'm also trying to figure out a way to bring back a version of Jason Reed's comics that I used to do for years, except I'm working on it still, but because I don't have the time to read 35 comic books in a day. I just don't.
Can I pitch a video for you? I know it's like an old school thing, and it's like it'd be like asking Bart Simpson to say I didn't do it, but I think I just want to pitch it for you.
Nice pull.
Shit, the comic book nerds say part 2.
Oh my god. Just do it. Just throw it out there.
I think you should do it again. I think you should do another one, but like new shit. Because
only if you help me write it.
Okay. I've got a lot of those. I'll just click my comments.
I was gonna say.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man. I think it'd be great. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, we'll talk about that later. But
all right. Yeah. Totally.
I was gonna say, if Sal's putting his comment section in this, can I put my comment section into this?
100%. You guys all got to help me with it.
Yeah. Right?
There you go.
Great. But we'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching, and that's it. Peace.
Bye-bye, everyone.